G'day folks, Jim Langers here from FX Charts with the currency outlook for the Finance News Network for Monday the 5th of November. Well, despite the improved non-farm payroll data on Friday, the markets all headed a little bit lower as risk-related positions were cut ahead of the US election result that we're due to see come Wednesday. The big winner over the weekend has been the US dollar, and it's opened on Monday pretty much where it closed on Friday. With most currencies a fair bit weaker. We've got the euro starting the week at 128.20. It's holding on to support at 128, but there are stops below there. There's not an awful lot of support until 127.5, so we might see a bit of a drive for the stops later on. But I don't expect too much of a directional move, and I think the markets will probably be nervous and range bound ahead of the election. Likewise, the dollar's strong against the yen. It's up at 80.40. There's good resistance at 80.5, but if we take that out, I think we could be looking for a bit more of a dollar move there eventually, and the market seems to be getting a little bit bearish on the yen. Cable, that's reversed sharply from last week's gains. It's holding 160 at the moment, so 160.10, but that's looking a little bit weak. But once again, it'll probably follow the euro around, so I wouldn't be getting overly bearish down here at the moment. And dollar Swiss is up at 94.10 again. That's been a pivot for the last couple of weeks, and it's sitting right on it at the moment. And once again, that'll take its lead from the euro. The Aussie got up to 104.18 in Asia on Friday, but that got dragged lower by the sell-off in the equities and commodities markets. It's back at 103.40, so we're really in the middle of the 103, 104 range. I think although the indicators are looking mildly bearish, I wouldn't be expecting too much on the downside ahead of the election result. The Kiwi was the best performer of all. That got up to 82.90, I think it was on Friday. 82.87, I think it was actually, and it's pretty much held its gains. It's at 82.5 at the moment, and there's good bids around for it, and it looks like it's going to improve on the crosses. But if the US dollar does strengthen, the Kiwi will come back under a bit of pressure. Overall, it looks likely to be a pretty nervous consolidation ahead of the outcome of the election, with not an awful lot of international data today to change things around. Although locally we do have a little bit out. We've got the retail sales and the trade balance. We've also got ANZ job ads and the TD inflation number, as well as the HSBC services PMI out of China. Overall, though, it looks to be fairly range bound and quiet, and I don't expect to see too much directional move, as I say, ahead of the election. But if you do want a more comprehensive outlook on the markets, go to the website as usual, www.fxcharts.com.au. And that aside, please just remember that any outlook mentioned here is a personal view only and not intended to be used as trading advice. So that's all for today. Have a very good one, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.